Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day. Let's begin. The Egyptian army has leaked details of a roadmap for Egypt's future without the current leader, as ruling President Morsi broadcast early this morning that he would not step down. News agencies around the world are reporting that over 30 million people across the nation of Egypt have poured into the streets, stopping the country in its tracks and refusing to return to their homes until the president resigns. Less than 5 days after the U.S. president made a statement saying that the country would not use political tactics to force Edward Snowden back into the United States, the plane returning the president of Bolivia to his country was forced to divert its flight after suspicion arose that it may be carrying the former intelligence contractor. The incident caused outrage in South America, where national leaders called the diversion a kidnapping by imperialism and have signaled a meeting of the Union of South American Nations to discuss what is seen as an insult to all of Latin America. Heavy rains continue to batter China today as Typhoon Rumbia makes landfall over the country, causing widespread flooding and landslides that have resulted in 50 deaths. Officials say that over 2 million people across 42 counties within the province have been affected by the flooding that has so far caused over $4 billion worth of damage. The 6.1 earthquake that struck Indonesia early Tuesday morning flattened homes and caused hundreds of injuries. The tremor seen here shook some areas of the nation for more than 60 seconds, cracking both earth and pavement and leaving many residents worrying that more powerful earthquakes may follow. The Canadian Public Health Agency announced last week that a U.S. citizen may be the first North American case of the H7N9 avian flu. The man returning from China fell unconscious on the plane and was admitted to the hospital, where tests from the National Microbiology Laboratory in Winnipeg showed evidence of the H7N9 flu in his blood. The CDC, however, is now disputing that claim, saying that their testing does not show antibodies for the H7N9 variation, prompting the Canadian lab to rerun their tests. In other flu news, Saudi Arabia has announced 2 new fatalities from the MERS coronavirus, while the World Health Organization tries desperately to find a cause. And Cambodia announced a youth fatality from the H5N1 variation of the avian flu after poultry deaths were cited in the girl's province. Markets across Europe crashed this morning as Portugal's finance minister announced his resignation over continued austerity disputes. And to wrap things up, the Turkish deputy prime minister blamed recent riots on the migration of Jewish people inside of Turkey. Earthquakes continue to ring in above the 5.0 mark today following Indonesia's 6.1. And Pakistan has condemned a U.S. drone strike that killed at least 15 people, saying that the strike was a violation of its sovereignty. And that's it for this episode of News in 2 Minutes. Check back tomorrow for more news that the aware need the most. This week's News in 2 Minutes is brought to you by SHTFplan.com, where even the officials go for news.